All right, everyone, we are going to submit our first homework assignment. So the way that you're going to do that is we're first going to go to github.com and you're going to make sure that you're logged in with your account. If you don't have your repository already, you create a new one. And then I'm just going to call this test, for example, and then I'm going to create it. So once I created this, I am going to click this right here and I'm going to clone it as HTTPS. If you have an SSH key, you can also clone it that way, but I'm just going to do HTTPS. I'm going to open up my terminal on Mac. If you're on Windows, you open Bash. I'm going to change directory to my desktop, and then I'm just going to git clone and then paste that link. And you see I have it right here. So I'm actually just going to open that in VS Code by doing code and then the name of the folder. And then I'm going to create an HTML file. So if you're doing your homework, you should already have this with all of it done. I am just doing this one for example. And I'm just going to do hello world. So let's just make sure that looks good. I'm going to open a default browser. And there it is. Okay, so let's say I'm at the point where I am done. I did my homework. That's all I had to do for my assignment was just hello world. I'm now going to get ready to submit my homework. But before I can do that, I actually need to push my code back up into GitHub. So right here, there's actually nothing here, but that's going to change in just a second. So I'm going to change directory into this test folder. There's a couple ways I can do it. I can do cd test, and then I'm in there. And if I do ls, I can see my index.html. If you're lazy like me, I like to do cd and then just drag the folder in there, and that will fill out the path for you automatically too. Either one works. As you can see, if I do ls, there it is again. So now we need to push this folder into GitHub. So we are going to do 3 commands: git add -a, and what that does is it pretty much means that you are going to be tracking every single file and folder that you have inside of test. Then we're going to do git commit -m, and then I'm just going to put in a random message like finished homework. And then GitHub is super smart, so it knows what file I changed. And the last thing to do is push it to my master branch. So git push origin master. And then you're going to see all this crazy stuff happening right here. And if I actually go back to my GitHub and refresh the page, look at that. I have my index file in here. So if I actually click this, here's all my code that I typed. So now we're going to deploy this so you can view it from your phone, other computers. The way that you do that is you go to settings. You go to scroll all the way down to GitHub pages. Here's the source. You're going to select master branch. And if you scroll back down to the GitHub pages section, there is a link to that app right there. So if we click that, notice how it says the site is not found yet. That's probably because it takes a little bit of time to publish it. But there's a little trick that you can do if it doesn't pop up. You can actually just tag on index.html here, and it will pop it up for you. So you shouldn't need to do this every time. Eventually it will get used to it. But a nice trick is to just put on index.html. And the reason why I did index.html here is because in my GitHub, for that repo test, it's index.html here. So because that's index.html here, I am putting that at the very end right here to load it. So yay, my homework's done. We are now going to go submit it. So we go to bootcampspot and you sign in. And the way that you submit coursework is you actually click on coursework, ironically, view course calendar, and then you are going to find the day for when the homework is due. So for you guys, you should have one here and then some other name, and definitely not on this day, of course. This is just my account. So I'm going to actually go to one where I can submit something. And I'm going to click on this one right here. So I'm going to submit my coursework. You click this Submit Coursework button. And the first thing that you paste here is the link to this repo. So this thing right here, if I were to paste that in a new tab, it takes me directly to all of your code. I need that in order to grade. So that's going to be our first one right there. And then we hit Add URL, and it puts it there. If you don't press Add URL, when you go to submit this coursework, it's going to submit nothing. So you need to make sure it's here. So now that we put the link for our code, we're going to delete that. And we're going to now go to our deployed application. This is the GitHub Pages link. So I want you to copy that and then paste that and then add that URL too. And submit. And that's it. So if you guys do not give us this link and the deployed link for your application, we will have no choice but to give you an F for that assignment. So please make sure you do this right. This is how we grade.